S4 mean?
I really don't know. I think it might be referred to as Site 4. That might be what the S is for, but I really don't know. There are 3 S4s in all of the Nevada test site. I don't know if I ever mentioned that.
No.
The nuclear test site itself, I think, is a small area, and it has sites or areas 1 to 29 or 30. The S4 there, I think, is a nuclear reactor. There's an S4 just south of the Tonopah test range, and there's an S4, the one that I worked at, just south of Groom Lake.
All right. And Bob Lazar, while working there as a government scientist, saw not only 1, but as many as 9 flying saucers while he was working there as a government scientist, and he's telling the whole world about it. As a matter of fact, he wants everybody to know that, in fact, there are flying saucers up there. Now, last time you were here, you never really told us what are their plans with these flying saucers. Do you have any idea why we have flying saucers at this point?
Why we have them?
Yes.
I guess it's just essentially research. The idea is to back engineer them, to go back and find out how they can be duplicated using earthly materials and technology. Don't know off the top of my head.
So that could be used like a time machine, right?
Essentially, yeah. That is
time travel.
That is possible.
Wow, that's really something.
Yeah, that's science fiction-like.
Thanks for your input.
Sure.
Bye.
Did you get your answer?
Yes.
You did, 606, huh?
Thank you very much.
Okay, buddy.
Bye.
You take care. Bob Lazar is my guest in studio here. We are in Las Vegas, and if you have a question for Bob Lazar, our phone numbers are 451.
This is like a snowball going down the hill. It will become an avalanche, and ignorance will be wiped out. We got to know the truth for once and forever. They are here. Let's find out why they are here, and who they are, and what their purpose is.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Bob, you're all behind you. And Billy, keep that show going, and it's the #1 show in America in talk show.
Well, thank you very much, Fritz. He did explain to you why we have flying saucers, right?
Well, I'm aware why they are here. I mean, the general public has to become aware.
Yeah.
They're just wakening up. It's like a veil been lifted from their eyes. I mean, they've been laughing for 40 years.
Wait a minute, Fritz. You know why they're here? Why are they here, Fritz?
Well, first of all, it's a conditioning process.
Okay. You got it.
We are in a quarantine because we are so ignorant.
Right.
The ignorance keeps us from meeting them. The big brother reaches out the hand and says, come on, little brother, let's have the cosmic connection. But till we become a world together, Earthlings, we have to become Earthlings. We are about 170 nations, 170 languages. We have to become togetherness.
All right.
When we have a spokesman, then they will meet on us on equal ground.
Very good, Fritz. Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You take care. Bye-bye. Bob Lazar is my guest. Let's go to any line that's available. I don't care who it is. We'll find out who it is. Hi, who's this on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG?
Yes, Mr. Lazar.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a big bullshitter.
Okay.
So, go to another line. There we go. Hi, you're next on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG.
Hi, Billy. This is Tim from Pasadena.
Yes, Tim from Pasadena. How are you?
Hey, I wanted to talk to Bob a lot, and I'm really glad I got through.
He's right here.
Hey, Bob, can you tell me a little bit about when you looked into the saucer, about how the hatch works and about how it might seal up and all the mechanics involved?
Tim, do you have your radio on?
Yeah.
Please turn it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Turn it off if you would, because you're getting feedback. I can hear it.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it better now?
Okay.
Okay.
The hatch or whatever it was, the hatch was completely removed. There was just an opening in the side of the craft.
And
so I really don't know how.
Did the opening have any kind of ceiling around it, or kind of a lip, or anything like that?
I really don't remember because I was so interested in looking inside. I didn't really catch a strong glimpse of the sealing mechanism or any other thing around it.
Now, your last talk, if you'd go along with me a little bit, your last talk when you were on the Billy Show here, you said something about you looked into one and it was all smooth, like it had been a wax casting or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, was that the only one you looked into, or was the other one? Was there another one you looked into?
No, it was the only one I looked into. The other ones I just saw from a distance, so I don't know any detail.
And the one you looked into, was that the sport model?
Yes, exactly.
And that's the only one you saw fly as well.
Right.
Okay. What can you tell us what your work was there?
Well, like I said before, it's essentially to back engineer the propulsion and power system.
So you weren't really involved in the mechanics of the craft itself?
No, not at all.
But mostly just the element 115 and all that kind of stuff you were learning about?
Right.
Huh. Okay, well, I'll get off now and let somebody else ask you another question then.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Bob Lazar is my guest. Listen to the Billy Goodman Happening. We are in Las Vegas.
Well, gravity's a wave. It's a force, essentially. Just like electromagnetic waves or a different type of force. I really don't know a good way to describe gravity, actually.
Wasn't that the same thing with like Einstein and other scientists? They really don't have an answer for what gravity is, do they? Totally. They don't really understand it totally, do they?
No, not at all. In fact, I don't think we understand anything about gravity.
Yeah. Why is it that we don't just float away ourselves? What keeps us down on the planet itself?
Well, that is the attractive force of gravity.
Attractive force. So it's an attractive thing as opposed to some people say, because they've asked me, it sort of like presses down, but it doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't.
There's no
It's an
pressure.
attractive force. It's like on an atomic scale, the strong and weak nuclear forces hold the atoms individually together.
Well, Bob Lazar is my guest. We'll give...
You can use either one, essentially. Yeah.
Now, you are no longer a government scientist or physicist, right?
Not employed by the government.
Not employed by the government, okay. But you are continuing in the science end of
scientific
things.
field, yeah.
What do you do to keep yourself
I design
occupied?
and build advanced radiation detection equipment, mainly alpha radiation equipment for essentially use in detecting plutonium for national laboratories.
Very interesting. Okay, let's go back to the telephones and your telephone calls from my guest tonight, Bob Lazar. Hi, who's this? On the Billy Goodman Happening on KBEG. Hello?
Billy.
Yes.
Billy, it's Lee Samuel.
Yes, Lee.
Hello, Billy. How are you? Bob, how are you?
Hi.
Bob, a couple questions. Number one, I'm cruising down Jones Avenue on my cellular phone here. How long has that craft been on this Earth?
Oh, I really don't know. I don't even know how long it's been down at S4.
Do you know where it had originally landed at?
No, you got me on all that stuff. They really never keyed me in as to...
I mean, it could have been here for years?
Yeah, or it could have been, brought in pieces from somewhere else, too.
Okay. Did you see just one craft or a number of craft?
I saw a number of them.
Okay. But didn't the other workers talk about it and say, where it came from or more's being towed in or whatever?
I don't know. There really wasn't that much conversation between everyone.
Were you by yourself when you investigate the craft?
By myself, walking by myself, there were security people around me, but when I crawled underneath on the subfloor to look at the gravity amplifiers, I got away from them, but there was no one, right next to me the whole time.
Okay. Any evidence of live aliens held captive?
Nothing I could put my finger on.
And then you didn't see any at all then in that sector?
Nothing I could put my finger on.
Does the craft have sleeping quarters for aliens? Is it like a Star Trek craft? What kind of craft?
No, it's actually pretty vacant inside. Granted, a couple things were removed. They were sawed off at the base. I don't know what they were. I just saw little stumps on the ground, so I really don't know what was removed, but it doesn't look like it had anything like sleeping quarters or anything like that.
Okay, any writing or anything that you detected, or any sort of language or anything?
No.
On the walls? Nothing. Any panels or anything? Did you say like a dashboard on a car? It just like
yeah, in fact, that was one of the things. There were more than one control panel setups, but it looks like one was removed.
Okay. And was this craft all from the same source? I mean, or
what do you mean?
I mean, was it all from the same? The craft all identical, or?
No, each craft was completely different in physical appearance. And I didn't get to look in depth at the other crafts, but I only really fooled around with one.
Thank you, Bob. I applaud your courage.
Thank you.
Great for you to speak up.
And Lee, before you leave, tickets go on sale tomorrow for the Donald Curry fight?
Yes, they're at Bally's Casino. Big fight, Donald Curry against Irish Brett Lally. Both fighters are in town.
Yeah.
That's a real big show. Curry says if he doesn't win, he'll retire. So he's a two-time former champion, and he's up against it. It's going to be a real big show.
And you say...
Billy, I know you're coming to the press conference tomorrow.
Yes, I am. And you want to say...
Bob Lazar, you have ringside seats.
How's that?
That show, if you want to come.
Well, thanks.
You tell Billy, and we'll fix you up.
Okay, now, before you go, though, Lee, let me ask you a question. Did you say that Donald Curry is actually the underdog in this fight?
Yes, 6-5 take him either way. And
Wow.
The last time Donald fought, he was 100-1 favorite,
Right.
and he lost the fight.
Who did he lose to?
René Jacot in France.
Mhm.
It was a WBC championship fight, and he lost the fight. It was incredible.
Why are people so down on him that they think he doesn't have it anymore?
You know, when you lose to a 101 dog, it's...
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
But I know I'll see you at the press conference tomorrow, Billy.
You sure will.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Bob Lazar, you were saying something about entering the craft. You know, and that seems to be the report every single time. Someone says they reported a spacecraft, they were inside. There's nothing in there, except, like you say, a panel board and some chairs and things, but no sleeping quarters.
No, nothing at all.
I guess they just don't have it. They don't need them. I guess they don't sleep or whatever. They get here so quickly. Let's take another call.
Yeah, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Do you know there's only 62 tickets left?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went there today. I bought a ticket, and they said they're almost sold out.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that gentleman that was just on the line, Lee, I can see the smile on his face right now.
Yeah.
Because he's the promoter of that event, you know.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so he's smiling. Look at the smile on Lee's face now. Yeah. Only 62 tickets left for the...
As of 12 noon, I guess.
Okay.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
I've got a magazine from Borderland Sciences in front of me, and they mentioned one of the books, The Energy Grid, Foundation, Equations, and Ramifications by George Resines. Have you heard of him?
I think I thumbed through that book once. I think John Lear
loaned that to me. What the heck is an energy grid on our planet?
I don't know. I don't really buy that buy that theory or really anything in that book. It's a grid outlined all over the entire globe, and at each intersection there's an energy vortex of some kind, and you know, I just rather not comment on it. I really don't buy it.
On TV, you mentioned something about the time warp, and you mentioned folding over.
Right.
What did you mean by that?
It's how gravity, whether produced artificially or naturally, distorts time and space.
Gravity distorts time and space?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I'll have to think about that. Billy, do you understand that?
No, as a matter of fact, we were talking off the air, and people have been calling me at the office about this gravity thing, and Bob Lazar has kind of leveled it and said it right straight out.
Yeah.
Nobody really understands gravity.
Yeah.
And what it does and everything else, it's still being looked into, and even Einstein couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I read about Nikola Tesla questioning Einstein's theory of relativity. He says that energy doesn't come from matter. Where does it come from if it doesn't come from matter?
Can you answer that, Bob?
That's a strange question.
Yeah.
It can be extracted from matter, but it can be extracted by other means too. I really don't understand that.
Yeah. Are you going to be there January 7th?
No.
You're not going to be there?
No.
Well, I wish I could talk for an hour, but everybody else wants to talk, so I'll hang up.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Take care, guy. Let's take another call, a new member. Let's talk to a new member and see where... Hi, who's this in the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG?
Hi, this is Tom.
Yes, Tom. From where?
La La Land.
La La Land.
Right.
Where is La La Land?
L.A.
Okay. L.A. La La. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have one general question and a couple of specific ones. UFO reports have been going on now for 30, 40 years. I don't doubt the credibility of Mr. Lazar. I just wonder how this can be kept secret for that long. Ask him to comment.
I did pose that question to some people at S4, and the answer that I got was it's the easiest thing to keep secret because of the subject matter.
Do you have a feeling that one of the reasons that is because it's tied in with a lot of parapsychology, psychic type stuff, National Enquirer?
Maybe so. I mean, there is so much disinformation, and that is made so available to the public via the tabloids and things like that, any true information getting out is assumed to originate from those sources and things like that.
Another question is, Carl Sagan is more or less a people scientist. He's brought science down to the general public.
Right.
What about getting him involved in this somehow? Is that possible, or how would you go about doing that?
I would imagine. I imagine he's fairly open-minded. I've never met him.
Well, he's one of the biggest UFO debunkers. That's why. What I was thinking of doing actually is getting some copies of the shows that you're on, the happenings. I'm sorry, and contacting people at the Planetary Society. I don't know if that would do any good, but.
Well, there again, he's going to need his own proof, as everyone should require. And, it's impossible to make an absolute believer out of someone that hasn't had hands-on experience or has seen something for themselves. That's the way any scientist is going to look at it.
Okay, a couple more quick questions.
It's around 32 light years, something around
so these ships, do they travel faster than light, or do they get around that?
It's kind of an irrelevant question because they get around it because they're not in a linear mode of travel. Since they're distorting time and space, there's no true time reference. And since velocity is distance over time, when you begin to fool around with time, you really can't state a true velocity.
All right, John, thank you for your call.
One more quick question.
Quick. Okay, he'll answer off the air. Hurry up.
The SETI program, the search for radio signals, couldn't some of these observatories or telescopes be aimed at places where these people or aliens have supposedly come from? ZI, I think Cooper mentioned Barnard.
Okay, that's your question. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, my understanding is that radio waves and frequencies along that bandwidth really aren't utilized. It's gravity wave communication. And a radio telescope really isn't going to pick up anything of that sort.
All right, Bob. I don't think people realize this because you said it so nonchalant, but your first time on, the way you got to see this UFO was really not planned by anyone wanting you to see it, right? You were like walking with security and you went under a doorway. How did you describe that before?
It may have been planned by them, but I had no advance warning of it. I've been brought in a separate door the whole time, and one specific time I was just led into the area where I work through the hangar doors, which I had never been in before. Walked directly by the craft and began to slow down by it, and they said, just keep walking, keep your eyes forward, and it was just like that. It was that nothing was said, and I just went and sat down in an empty room.
You went and sat down in an empty room after you saw it?
Yeah, waited for this guy that I work with, Barry, and then we went to work on some of the work we were assigned to.
Okay. What were some of the things? What was some of the work that you actually did that you were supposed to do? What did you actually do at S4? When you say work, you had to wait for an assignment. When you had the assignment, what would it have been, like, for example?
Well, like I said before, most of the time I worked there, I was being briefed on and being brought up to date on what had been done before.
Right.
And most of the hands-on bench work, essentially, was with the reactor itself. Mm-hmm. And being shown how it operated, giving demonstrations and things of that sort.
When you say reactor, you know about nuclear reactor type?
Antimatter reactor.
Antimatter, oh, okay. Bob Lazar is my guest, and boy, I'll tell you, it's fascinating to hear this stuff. Let's go back to some of the stuff you already touched on us and try, because someone asked earlier about communication with some of your fellow workers. Mm-hmm. There was practically no communication, right?
Yeah, they kept that to an absolute minimum. They were on the buddy system. You always worked with someone, and that's the person you communicated with, and there was really no crosstalk between groups.
Really? And you as a young man, there you are in the midst of this thing. When you went there for the initial interview, you said at the time, they actually had a gun at your head.
No, that was at the security briefing.
Security, whatever that means. Well, the initial interview when you went to work at S4, I'm talking about. That's not where the gun was at your head?
No.
Okay. When you went there, what was your understanding that you were going to be doing?
Some high technology work, and I had assumed they were talking about some sort of gravitational propulsion system.
And were you excited about that?
Oh, yeah, very much so, because there was some talk about that, because it's something that I was interested in, something they knew I was interested in. And,
right.
That was the hint that I got.
And did it come to fruition? Did what you were told you were going to do actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
Oh, yeah.
For a period of time. So how long were you actually there before you let people know what was going on up there? How many months or days, whatever? Approximately. I know you probably.
Yeah, I really don't know. Probably a couple months, I guess,
Couple months.
before.
And every time that you went there, you literally had to fly up, land at Groom Lake, take a bus, a bus that was sort of blacked out of the windows,
Right.
and no communication on the bus. What were you thinking as a young man? You're a very young man, let's face it. What were you thinking
Not that
while you...
young.
Well, you're a very young man, I think you are. Anyway, what were you thinking? Were you just saying, well, this goes with the territory and I'm just going to go along with this? Or...
Oh, yeah, you bet. Sure, I would have done that and much more just to be involved with the project.
The excitement was just being there, being a part of what was going on behind the scenes. In other words, the secret part about it, or...
Oh, sure, I would have taken a lot more crap than they had dealt out.
Can you picture it? Okay, well, he's in his 30s, so I say young man, and he's in his 30s sitting on a bus and accepting the fact, okay, I'm going to work this morning, not talking to his compadres on the bus, is looking straight ahead, blackened out windows, not driving on asphalt, all dirt roads. Didn't that also have something to do in your mind? Say, well, how come they never did anything up there as far as the dirt roads?
I don't know. It was a good dirt road. But even, a lot of the roads around there are dirt. In fact,
I know it.
Almost all are.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't even take the time to pave them. I guess it's not that important. Bob Lazar is my guest, and well, I tell you, I'm fascinated.
Hello, Billy?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay, this is Mark the Artist in Los Angeles.
All right.
I got some specific questions for Bob Lazar that I'd like to ask real quickly.
He's right here. He's waiting.
I talked to you once before on the show, Bob, about the propulsion system on the device.
Yeah.
And you'd described the central column as being a gravity wave guide.
Yeah.
There was a disc towards the bottom of this thing down near the antimatter generator that spins. And I wanted to ask you what that disc is made of. Or
Disc that spins? No, there's no spinning disc.
What is the disc made of? Is it a capacitor?
Well, a disc. The waveguide extends down and it widens out and sits on the curved portion of the reactor.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom of the reactor is a plate, but nothing rotates or moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's all connected together.
Is that plate a capacitor?
No.
Well, what is it made of?
Metal. That's the only way I can describe it. I don't know what kind. It's
did you never determine the kind of metal it was?
Not to my knowledge.
I understand that part of the propulsion system involves a very large capacitor, which is usually the entire lower surface of the disk, making use of something along the lines of the Byfield-Brown effect. And I just wondered if you had any information on what the components of the dielectric material in that capacitor is.
Well, if the bottom of the disk is one plate of the capacitor, then the dielectric material would be the air. If you're going to look at the Earth as another plate of the capacitor. But as far as the capacitor being integral to the actual craft itself, no, I found no evidence of that.
Now, I understand that there's an antenna section in this device, and I wanted to ask you what the resonant frequency that operated at was, what it was.
Well, the resonant frequency of the gravity wave I do know, but I don't know it offhand. I can't. I just can't remember it.
Can you give me a ballpark, like 2,000 kilohertz, something like that? 200 kilohertz.
I really don't remember. It's a really odd frequency.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, is it measured in kilohertz or gigahertz or megahertz?
I really don't remember.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was, when you first started to go public and you were meeting with people at John Lear's house, I understand that there were a number of witnesses at those first meetings, one of whom claims that you did say that you had seen an extraterrestrial while working inside one of those saucers trying to back engineer the propulsion system, and that you'd been looking out through a doorway or through a porthole in the side of the device, and that you'd actually seen an extraterrestrial walking around on the outside of one of those devices.
Devices meaning discs?
Excuse me?
Devices meaning discs?
Yes.
No.
So you're saying that you've never seen an extraterrestrial at S4?
I really don't want to get into that.
Well, the reason I ask is because someone else is claiming that you have.
Well, stated the way you did, no, I didn't. And I never did look and see an extraterrestrial. As the story goes, and the reason I never bring it up is because I thought I saw something once walking at a glance, and that's all there is to it. And I never did. I won't stand on that fact because it was just a fleeting glimpse. When I came back, whatever was there was gone. It could have been a zillion things. So.
Well, I had one last quick question. I'll wrap it up real quick here. I have a contact that claims that you were responsible for determining that element 115 was not, in fact, necessary to operate an anti-gravity propulsion device in the Earth's magnetic field. Is that true?
No, it's the exact opposite.
Thank you, Mark, for the call.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Bob Lazar.
Hello?
Hi there.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly.
I better turn on my radio.
Okay.
Okay. Ask you, why are you going public with this whole subject? What caused you? I mean, there's obviously a lot of other staff on the project that senses a great degree of loyalty or something along this sort. And why are you going public?
Well, the thing that really was the straw that broke the camel's back, essentially, was after I left the program, I kind of became concerned about what happens now. I made a routine request for my birth certificate, which I needed just for ID purposes, and I was told that it doesn't exist. I wasn't even born at that hospital. I sat on that for about a week and just wondered, and then I began to inquire at previous jobs and also at other schools, and that information was also gone. And I kind of got the idea that soon someone was going to disappear, so that's when I contacted the TV station and, essentially let everything out.
But you left the program under very amicable circumstances.
No, that's a long, involved story that I really don't want to get into.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Are you afraid of any repercussions from the government?
Oh yeah, I was really concerned at one time, but
less so now.
Yeah, less so now. But you still keep it in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I imagine. Of course, it seems like to me that if anything were to happen to you now, that would cause such an uproar in itself.
Exactly.
The last thing they would do would be to go anywhere near you.
Right. As someone said in the media somewhere that if they're following me now, it's to make sure that nothing happens to me.
Yeah, I would think the same thing. Okay, your experience up there on the program, did you witness any working models, any models of the vehicles that were operational?
Models?
Yeah. When I say the vehicles,
the vehicle itself operational. Yeah.
Some of them were operational.
Yeah, I only saw one operate.
And they were actually operating.
Oh yeah, I saw one at close range while I was at the area, and then at extreme distance, about 15 miles, when I brought some friends up to look at it.
Using the technology that's being used, the craft are very agile, aren't they?
Oh yes, very. In one specific mode of travel.
One specific mode?
Yeah.
In one direction at a time, something like this?
No, there's two modes of travel. There's a low-speed mode and a high-speed mode. I don't remember what they call. They had a specific name for them.
You brought my dress for the gala?
What was the size of the staff working on the project?
There's 22 people that I knew of.
22 people?
Well, 22 people in the area that I worked in, and how extensive the rest of the facility was, I don't know.
I gathered from one of your earlier interviews that you were frustrated a little bit on the size of the staff. You always thought it should have been larger.
Oh, yeah,
so
much.
It could have been learned about the program more quickly.
The problem is substituting earthly materials.
Really?
Yeah, and there's really no easy way of getting around that.
Okay.
Thank you for the call, sir.
Can I ask one last question?
Go ahead, you'll answer
I just pick up just one last thing that an earlier gentleman was commenting on, that he sounded very knowledgeable as well. Can you explain about the element 115 and how it's involved in the construction of the vehicles?
All right, thanks for the call. He'll answer up there. Thank you, sir.
Okay, everything seems to come down to 115. It's a super heavy element, and it seems that as you get into the heavier elements, and I'm sure this property extends to as yet undiscovered elements in excess of atomic number 115, that the atomic gravity wave inside the atoms holding things together begins to extend outside of the atomic structure itself, and it's this wave that can be tapped off, and in quantity, small quantity actually, this wave can be amplified, contained, and used for a useful purpose.
Very, very good answer. Bob Lazar, that's the voice of the power plants and stuff of that nature? Would it work under that stuff?
Not nuclear power plants, weapon, where they use plutonium.
Yeah, right.
Plutonium
like the latest flight up way above us, right? There's a plutonium flight going on right now.
The Galileo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you involved with that, Mr. Lazar?
No, not directly. I mean, someone may have used our probes to detect it.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Okay. We'll get back to Bob Lazar and your telephone calls, but first this...
At any time?
I really don't know. I only was witness to a couple tests, and I really don't know. I don't know how far they go. I think they're very careful with them. Like I said, I personally don't think that they're whipping them around the solar system because I don't know how proficient they are with operating them, but I really don't know.
And let me ask you, do you read any UFO literature yourself in book form that's out in publication?
Nothing really in book form. I occasionally get handed little tidbits here and there and glance at them, but no, I don't delve into reading.
Because you mentioned some stuff on the Billy Myers case there, and I was just wondering if you had read any of that information, because you mentioned you had seen some pictures.
Yeah, I looked at the, what caught my eye was certainly the, whatever that book's called, Contact from the Pleiades or something,
Yeah.
but it's essentially a picture book. I mean, there's really no text in it. That one of the craft in there looks strikingly similar to the one I call the sport model.
That's interesting. I have to get your opinion. What did you think of that similarity? Did that puzzle you?
Yeah, because originally I had kind of discounted the Billy Myers stuff, but that craft looks amazingly like the one that I worked on. And another thing is he showed somewhere in that book they had a picture of a grassy field with 3 round indents in the ground. Now that would coincide with the 3 gravity amplifiers in the bottom of the craft and the imprint that they do make. So that kind of makes me believe that really did occur.
I see. That's very interesting. One last question is, on the first program, I had heard you say towards the end of the program that you wanted to say one thing, which was you didn't necessarily share the same views as Bill Cooper and John Lear as far as the big picture was concerned, and I didn't really understand what you meant by that. Could you explain that a little bit?
Well, I'm really not exactly sure what each individual story is. I think John Lear has a specific story, Bill Cooper has a specific story. I do agree with both of them in the fact that, yeah, there's alien craft here and so on and so forth. I think John Lear or someone thinks that they're here to use us for food. I don't exactly remember Bill Cooper's story, but the little intricate parts here and there, I just haven't seen any evidence myself of it. I don't know what these gentlemen have found out on their own.
And from everything that you know about it, do you believe that there is possibility that there are benevolent creatures in the universe?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Thank you, number 37.
Thank you, Bill.
My pleasure. Bob, alien beings, or are we doing it? When I say we, meaning the military, do you think?
I think the ones that we're testing, the one that I was involved in, I think is being flown by the military.
Okay.
Now, whatever else is going on,
right.
I don't know. And there you've got a picture. If that was taken over Area 51, you
Yes,
said?
that's right. According to what was left to me, yeah. And
Yeah.
it looks like it. If you look at that, if you recognize it, like a peak.
Yeah, of course, that's a daytime photograph, and I was told all the testing is done at night. And, that's interesting.
I don't know. Okay, so getting back, so you think it's more done by the military, they're flying them. Because you described, when you went inside one of these little puppies, that there were very, very small seats, almost like a kindergarten type look.
Right, exactly.
So they have to have some small guys doing it. We have to have some real
Oh, no, you can,
jockeys or something.
Yeah, you can squeeze yourself into it.
Okay. Bob Lazar is my guest. Let's go back to your telephone calls because I don't want to, steal this whole thing, but this picture is just totally a mind blower. Hi, who's this in the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG?
Paul from Las Vegas.
Yes, Paul.
Okay, Bob, I got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Do these craft appear to be shuttle craft, not the main craft?
I don't know how you'd differentiate between the two, other than, or who says there is even a...
Well, in most instances, people speak of them joining up with another craft and then going out of the atmosphere when they speak of, some of these experiences they saw them with. And I was just wondering if these assorted models that you've seen could be classed as shuttlecraft in that respect, They wouldn't carry a big fleet of people.
No, definitely not. I mean, they are small. I'm guessing right in the mid 30 to 40 foot range, somewhere in there. And as far as carrying a lot of cargo or beings or whatever, no, there's not a whole lot of room there. So yeah, possibly there is a larger craft that they join with, but I didn't see any.
Okay, and is it true that there's like more propulsion, more engines than there are craft at S4?
That's a good question. Well, there's 9 craft. I really don't know.
Well, I was just wondering, it would be something to explain how the hell we got more craft, more engines than we do craft.
Yeah.
There had to be some kind of an agreement or somebody helping us get them.
Right. There's certainly more fuel than there needs to be.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. How do you know so much about it, Paul?
Well, I follow a lot of, watching them every chance I get.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you something, Bill. You were talking about pictures.
I got it right here, Bob Lazar. So.
Okay. Now, did you see this little girl from South Carolina who took a cassette on Halloween night and saw lights in the sky?
No.
That was shown nationally. Now, as she was viewing those lights and recording it through her cam recorder, a plane flew by, which is always one of the big gripes they have of these lights, that they never get anything to reference stuff with. And it showed her house, it showed the plane go right by the lights, and MUFON and them have got in touch with her and, evidently got these pictures. Now, has somebody researched and come out and showed us that these pictures are, valid?
I don't know anything about that. That's one case I'm not familiar with. Are you, Bob?
No,
I'm not familiar with that.
First I heard of it.
But there are some strange things that occur. I'll tell you a story that Roger Nelson related to me, that one night in San Francisco with the 2 anchor people reporting the news, and one of their reporters had gone out and done some filming, and while they were filming, they had something, and the guy scanned up in the sky, and right over their shoulder showed up a UFO. Right over the shoulder. You could see it right there. And they never released it. They would never release it, but only the San Franciscans actually saw it.
Let me ask Bob one more question.
Go ahead. You have one more question and then checkout time. I'll take that.
Well, maybe not just a question, but a statement. Bob, in view of the fact that they have released you and taken away your scientific livelihood, I hope you go on a national circuit. I hope you go on 60 Minutes, the Carson Show, everything you can get on, and milk it for every dime you can get, because you have a right to do that since they've interrupted your career. But I think the big important thing is to get these people, to get this stuff into the hands of the scientific community that can do some good with it. They've been toiling with it for years and nothing's come out of it. We can't get anywhere. We got to get it out of the hands of these power mongers.
Okay.
Oh, I agree 100%. And
I think that's why you took people up there in the first place. You were tired of their games.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much.
All right.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to line 2. I mean, where are they calling from? Hi, who's this?
Hi, how are you, Billy?
Fine.
This is Wes calling you from Charleston, Illinois. How are you?
Wesley Crum?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, well, I can just pick up what you're saying.
Okay, well, Bob Lazar is right here in studio.
Well, hi, Bob. How are you?
Oh, not bad.
I just want to say it's a great privilege to get a chance to speak with you, and that I greatly admire your courage in coming forward. I've had an opportunity to see a tape of the KLAS program you did, and
you made it out that far, huh?
Well, it's I forwarded all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, and I personally, when I first heard about you, I have called. I ran up about a $300 phone bill calling New York and Chicago and everywhere. I got a rejection notice today from the Donahue Show that they don't want to do a program about you. So anyway. Seeing as how I've got you here, I'd like to ask you a few quick questions.
Sure.
Okay. When you became involved with this program, did you get an opportunity to go inside all 9 spacecraft?
No, just one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
When you were inside the craft, did you see any indication that either through markings on the controls or otherwise that these ships were from a different place? Was there any writing on any controls or anything?
No, not on controls and things like that. But I did see some evidence of of writing.
Okay. When you saw the flight demonstration that was performed for you, were you the only person that was there that saw this craft operate?
No, there were several people. I was standing right next to the person who was in radio contact with the craft.
Oh, I see. How long did this demonstration last?
It was a short duration. It lifted off the ground, slid over to the left, then back to the right, and set back down. It was a very short duration.
But you never saw actually who was at the controls?
No, because I was brought out, when I was brought in, the craft was in the hangar. When I came out, it was already out of the hangar and sitting out away from the hangar some distance. And so I don't know how it was brought out, who brought it out, who got in it. I can only guess.
This entire installation, that's for, is the entire thing underground, all 9 different hangars?
No, it's not underground. It's just butt up against the side of a little mountain, little hill kind of, and but it's kind of inside the mountain.
Do you feel that the billions of dollars that are being spent on the space program by the administration is a waste of money, as we already have these ships in our possession?
No, because look at all the technology that we did get out of the space program. So,
was it ever disclosed to you that these craft were on loan to us? Is there a chance of them being repossessed at any time?
No, none of that was ever disclosed to me. The origin, anything about the origin, essentially.
Oh, well, one last question here, Bob, and I'll let you get back to the other calls here. I heard a rumor earlier this evening that your van was shot at recently. Is there any truth to this?
I don't have a van.
Oh, well, then...
I was shot at in my car, but I don't have a van, no. And that
so there's no truth to that one?
No.
Can't be no truth to that one. Where'd you get that information out in Illinois?
Well, it got passed on to me from the Video Clearinghouse in Yucaipa, and we've been keeping pretty close touch ever since this news broke. And I've, like I said, been running up phone bills and trying to get people interested. I did get a call today or yesterday from the National Enquirer, and I don't know, tabloids and what they say, but they might follow up and try and do something for you, Bob. I hope that, well, the Enquirer is not exactly the best way you want to go, but at least does have some national exposure. And
All right, Wesley. Settle down. Thanks for the call, and keep up the good work out there in the Midwest for us.
Okay, Billy, you keep up the good work.
Okay, by the way, what's the weather like out there?
Oh, we got about 4 or 5 inches on the ground of snow, and it's real cold.
Yeah, like, what is the temperature?
I'd say it's about minus 10 degrees right now.
Sorry. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Billy.
It's a chilling ending to a call. All right. Bob Lazar is my guest in studio. And
we're almost. I'm working on it, changing the name to that, Bill.
Okay, buddy.
Bob, thanks so much for coming back. I really had some doubts about you coming back, and I'm so glad you have come forward. I've got a number of quick questions for you. One thing that just intrigued me, you just mentioned, was you said there's more fuel than necessary at the test site?
Yeah. I don't know exactly where it is, but there's 500 pounds.
500 pounds of element 115?
Yeah, and it takes 223 grams per craft, so there's definitely abundance of fuel out there.
Right. Now, could you quickly describe the underside of these ships?
No, because I only saw from a side view of only one craft. The other ones are always sitting on the ground. I never saw it, but the underside is essentially flat. Now I never got directly under it to look. There might be some features down there, but I really don't know.
Okay, the reason I asked because you were talking about the 3 distortions that can come down from the gravity engines to distort the grass. Are you aware of any time distortion within the saucer itself while they are running?
Yeah, there has to be.
Okay, I've heard reports of that, and but that's about all you know, that there is some.
Yeah, there has to be.
What about size distortion within the ship? I've heard reports that people who have been in these, that the inside seem much larger than the outside would indicate.
I've heard that too, but I really haven't seen any evidence of that.
Okay. What about the difference? You were talking about basically the low speed and the high speed modes and the control factors in there. Can you kind of describe each one of the modes and what the ship looks like at the time that it's going through those modes?
Okay, the low-speed mode, and I really wish I could remember what they call these, but I can't, as I can't remember the frequency of the wave. The low-speed mode, the craft is actually very vulnerable. It kind of bobs around, and it's sitting on a weak gravitational field, essentially sitting on 3 gravity waves, and it just kind of bounces around, and it can focus the waves behind it and essentially keep falling forward and hobble around at low speed. The second mode, what they do is they increase the amplitude of the field and the craft begins to lift, and it performs a roll maneuver. It begins to turn, essentially roll, begins to turn over. As it begins to leave the Earth's gravitational field, they point the bottom of the craft at the destination. This is the second mode of travel where they converge the 3 gravity amplifiers, focus them essentially on a point that they want to go to. Then they bring them up to full power, and this is where the tremendous time-space distortion takes place, and that whips them right to that point.
Billy, one quick last question here for Bob. Now, did you actually bench test a unit away from the craft itself?
The reactor, yeah.
And about how large is this, and can you describe it?
Okay, Bert, he'll answer off the air. Thank you.
Yeah, the device itself is probably a plate about 18 inches square. I said diameter before, I think, but it is square. There's a half sphere on top where the gravity wave is tapped off of. But that's about the size of it.
Bob Lazar answering all your questions. Sounded inside to me. Where would one procure that information? In the books or something? I mean, where would that come out?
Maybe. I already forgot his first question.
Well, it was very in-depth, right? He was talking about, oh boy.
Yeah, the modes of travel.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he's been reading literature and...
So there is literature on it?
No, but there's the UFO lore, essentially. Like he said, he's heard stories about time distortions in spacecraft. I imagine, that's what he meant, or that's where he got it from.
So there are people outside the government right now looking into what you're talking about.
I would imagine.
Ah, well, that's good to hear, because we may never hear from the inside, right?
Yeah.
He goes, of course we will never hear from the inside. Okay, let's check out, hi, who's this on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG?
It's Amy.
Hello, Amy.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. First question, are there any other items or subjects that you won't go into, that you won't talk about regarding what was going on at Groom Lake?
About what was going on about...
Yeah, about the project?
No, I don't think so.
There's no other... Okay. Do you have future plans for more publicity?
There are several networks that are interested.
60 Minutes?
That's been mentioned, but I haven't heard anything officially.
Are we going to be? Would you do it?
Yeah, I do a major network thing, sure.
Oh, okay. Are you familiar with the movie that was made several years ago? I think it was the beginning '80s, Hangar 18.
Yeah, I think I saw that when it first came out.
From your memory, or do you remember any parallels to what you know now?
I don't remember enough about the movie, to tell you the truth.
On your show, there was the newspaper that had you in it and an article about you. I was wondering if, during the time that you were at Los Alamos, I was wondering if you remember what paper that was.
That was the Monitor.
The Monitor? Do you remember when it was written?
It was like July 82 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's I think I still have a copy at home.
Oh, I won't ask you to send me a copy. It's okay.
That girl, Amy.
Do the alien craft create harmful radioactivity in the area?
No.
They don't.
No.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, because there was the woman that you talked about, Billy, on the show a few days ago.
Yeah.
About the child and the 2 women.
Yes.
And they now have cancer?
Yeah.
Kind of doesn't correlate.
Yeah, I believe that was I've heard of that before, and that sounds like a really poor attempt at us producing a craft. A nuclear-powered craft, really dirty, spewing nuclear material all over the place. It sounds something that we would make.
You heard it first on the Billy Goodman Happening. It's something we would put together, right? Not anyone else.
It really rings of humans.
Okay, Amy, thanks for the call.
Can I ask you just one more question?
Go ahead. He'll get you off the air. Go ahead.
As best as you can tell, do the aliens appear to be the same general physical makeup? I mean, from your research on the craft itself, can you tell if they're similar to us by the way that it was designed?
Certainly smaller.
But there's nothing other than that.
Well, not from the crafts. I mean, I read some material pertaining to, you know, what they call the typical gray.
Yeah.
I believe them to be that.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Well, let me touch on a couple of things. Yeah, you go do your thing. We can't do that right now. Explain to that person, please. It was interesting what you said about when you asked for your birth certificate. And it was sort of, you could not locate it. And they told you, literally, you did not exist? They told you this? I mean, in so many words?
They said we just have no record here.
Right. And then you felt within yourself you didn't exist, you're saying?
Well, I felt that's what they were trying
right.
to make.
This mode of travel that involved with moving these UFOs around, can you see that as being a mode of travel for us in the future? I mean, you said it only took like grams of fuel. That sounds pretty good to me as far as being efficient. Do you think that's possible that we could be traveling like that in the future?
Well, obviously they do, so...
they do think this?
I imagine it's possible in the future, yeah.
I'm talking about like our automobiles would be something like that and travel like that. And do you have to be off the ground in order to travel like this? You can't be touching? You have to be off the ground. So we'd be going like this all over the place.
Yeah, it's not a very good mode of slow-speed travel.
Right. It wouldn't be getting anywhere, and it would be all kinds of things. Another thing we touched on, by the way, folks, in case you're wondering why I'm doing the interviewing right now, is at this point in time, we wait for a report from Houston, which is called Road Watch America, and I have to let it. Some strange things are going on in your life. You mentioned about car doors being open. Describe what happened the other night when you and your Shelley left the house and you came back and the doors were wide open. I mean, what do you think about all this?
It's crazy. A friend of mine, Shelley, was over, and we went out to a bar to have a buffet. We went out, we locked the doors, checked everything, and we came back several hours later, and all the doors were open. And nothing was disturbed in the house. Nothing was, taken. In her car that was left in the driveway, the seats were moved all the way back like someone big sat in them. I've gone to, with other friends, to a health club that I go to. We lock the doors and check them, and in fact, I usually keep a gun in the car and put my wallet on the dash. We've come out, and the doors have been not just unlocked, but actually open. Not even the wallet taken or the gun. Certainly kids would have done that. It's just like someone wants me to know that they're still there.
They're still there. And getting back to being still there, the last time you were on The Happening, you revealed the gentleman's name. And if you don't want to say it again, it's up to you. You probably do. You didn't care. I don't remember exactly. What was his name?
Dennis Mariano.
Okay. You revealed his name, saying he was the one that was threatening you, and he was the one that was really the biggest problem in your life. Have you had any problems with him since then?
No, not recently, no.
No, so that's interesting. Okay, Bob Lazar is my guest. We'll get back to your telephone car.
Well, I don't know if I'd use that in a car, but if you wanted to, you could use it as a tremendous electrical power source.
Which goes back to the beginning of time. We were going to have electric cars, and we were convinced we shouldn't have electric cars because we were told we had to plug them in along the way.
Since you've gone public with this, you've had contact with them calling you and wanting to know what's going on, etc.
Oh, yeah. Well, there were a couple that I gave information to as we were going along. And they knew what was going on already.
Okay. Oh, they knew what was going on already?
Through me.
Oh, I see. The reason I ask those questions that I'm wondering is in other words, if you had other people to back you up and support you, I think it might lend more credibility to what you're saying.
That was part of the idea of getting it on the news, and I thought hopefully I would shake the tree and have these other guys come forward, and I'll be able to corroborate the story, and so on and so forth, and then also have the 115 under my belt, but that whole plan backfired.
So the rest of them don't have and this is for them if they're listening, the rest of them just don't have the guts to do anything.
I wish they did.
Apparently. Okay, let's see, another question here. Let's see, I wrote these down, of course. Anything, I think you mentioned this a few phone calls earlier, but anything in the works in regards to any other national television coverage or news media coverage of any sort that you know of?
There's been, lots of talk, but nothing definite. I mean, there's no date set for anything,
okay.
But there's been a tremendous amount of interest.
Okay, well, that sounds good.
National and international, too.
And one more question is reference to I've heard some talk about there's a big underground base up there, too. Did you know anything about that?
I've heard that story, but I have no...
or something like that, I've heard.
Yeah, I have no first-hand knowledge of it. I haven't been in any tunnels or any underground stuff, so...
And do I still have time for another one?
One quick question, yes, Bill.
Okay. These UFOs, it seems kind of strange to me that if the aliens that have these UFOs obviously are thousands of years in advance in technology, it seems.
Sure.
How in the world would it seem that the government would come into possession of these UFOs if, in fact, the UFO aliens didn't actually want them to have them?
All right, Bill, thank you for the call. He'll answer off the air.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. The thing is that they look in very good condition. It doesn't look like they were crashed, that they were retrieved somewhere. It really looks like they were given. So I don't know. That might be the case.
Have you ever given any thought to the fact that maybe they were invited here and they actually landed here and that's why they were here too?
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible, right? They could have come right to this area. Amazing. Let's go to one of our new member line and see who's out there. Hi, who's this in the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG? Hello.
Jim?
Yes, Jim. From where?
From Las Vegas.
All right, Jim. First-time caller?
First time.
Well, I'm glad you finally decided to push those buttons.
I have a big curiosity here.
Good.
For Bob, of course.
Right.
I saw on TV he spoke of observing a demonstration of this antimatter gravity wave controller device that he simulated one, I guess, made one himself, a mock-up copy or something.
Yeah, a friend made one, yeah.
Well, I saw you do that, and I heard you speak of bouncing golf balls off of the anti-gravity field.
Yeah.
And also about the candle, the wax, and the flame stood still.
Right.
And then the hole that you saw appear.
Yeah, it wasn't a hole. It was a little disc.
A disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dark disc. What I want to know about is under what conditions did you see this demonstrated, and maybe you'd elaborate a little bit on this, and how large was the force field?
The force field where the candle was, and
the force field created by the antimatter device.
I'd say it was probably about 20 inches.
Was it?
A 20-inch radius from the surface of the sphere.
Where was this area? Just above the device?
Yeah, surrounding the sphere. Yeah.
Surrounding the sphere.
Yeah.
And did the sphere surround the device?
No, the sphere sits in the center of the device.
Oh, okay.
It's a half sphere sitting on a plate is the best way to describe it. Okay, and the field surrounds the half sphere.
Okay, and you just place a candle in there?
No. That was a separate demonstration. I'm just telling you where the field extends from.
That's what I'm curious about.
Oh, okay. No, they tapped the field off using a waveguide off of the sphere, and this was a completely different setup where they had a mock-up small gravity amplifier, and there were three focused into a point, and that area of focus was probably 9 or 10 inches in diameter.
That area, they displaced this area or moved this area?
No, it wasn't displaced. It's just where the field was generated.
And in there you put the candle.
Right. Yeah.
And can actually bounce golf balls off of it?
No. the golf ball thing, again, had nothing to do with that setup. The golf ball thing had something to do just when the reactor was energized, before the waveguide was put on or anything. We were just pushing on the field. It was being demonstrated to me, and we just bounced the golf ball off the top.
And the candle doesn't melt, and the flame stands still in this disc that you're talking about?
Well, in the area, yeah.
And you don't have to put it in the center or anything?
Right.
Just anywhere in the area?
Well, the actual flame of the candle was in the area, in the center of the disc.
And you saw this happen?
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
No problem.
Okay.
Take care, Jim. All right, bye-bye. Bob Lazar. People are saying thanks a million.
Was that one of the crafts that we made, or was it one that was brought here by the agents from another planet?
This is a craft of alien origin.
That was brought here by them from another planet.
Yeah.
And do we know anything about their way of life?
No, I'd really like to.
Do we know anything about their way of life, or do
I really don't know.
Speak the same language, or what?
I really know very little about that. I'd like to know a lot about that. I mean, you assume that they mass-produce the craft, so there must be some sort of factory somewhere. That means there must be workers in the factory. Do they have a social life? I mean, the questions are endless. I'd like to know myself.
And it's also said that they are here on this planet. Well, if they are here, where are they?
That's another good question.
Yeah, I've got some good ones for you.
Yeah.
You have another good one for us?
What do you think about that now?
As far as what? Where?
If they say they're here, so where are they?
You got me. I really don't know.
Well, if one walks up to my door, what am I supposed to do? I mean, has anyone thought about that? They walk up, knock on your door?
Yeah, that's a good question, Bob. We make a joke of that. But if that were the case, see, the government doesn't give us any information. How would you handle something like that?
Yeah, if one walked up to your door? I don't know. I guess you'll find out really quick if they're benevolent or not.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But as far as what to do, who knows? You know.
But let's take an example then, ma'am. Hold on one second. I'd like to ask Bob, and I'll ask you the very same question. Let's say you're out in Kansas, out in a farmland, and you see this person that looks really far out. Do you think they're just going to wait for them to come to the door, or do you think they're going to shoot and ask questions later?
Probably shoot and ask questions.
That's the problem. Wouldn't that cause all kinds of consternation amongst these people if they find out one of their people were...
Well, you have all the stories of the abductee reports about, people in medical examinations. I mean, they go through a lot of trauma and stuff like that. And when it came right down to it, if I was confronted by a bunch of them, my car stopped or something to that effect, or, a craft obviously in sight, yeah, I take on a hostile attitude really quickly.
Sure. Unless you were told differently.
Right.
By the government, these people don't mean to harm you. They're going to be landing in your cities, whatever. Just handle it differently. Okay.
One more question.
Go right ahead.
Do you ever think that in the future that our president will tell us on national television that the UFOs are here, that he will make it known to us?
I doubt it.
You don't think he ever will?
No, I don't think he could muster up enough to do that.
All right, thanks.
One of the presidents in the past was supposed to say that if he got elected...
Carter.
Yeah, he was going to tell us all about it, but he didn't.
Yeah, that tells you something right there, because he never got in and denied it. He just got in and didn't say anything.
He just kept quiet, didn't he?
All right, thank you for the telephone call.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Let's go to a new member, brand new caller. Hi, who's that?
This is Bob. I've got a few questions for Bob Lazar.
Okay.
Did you have a badge when you went to work, Bob?
Sure did.
Did it have any designation on it?
As far as what?
What did it say?
It's a white badge. It has two, a light blue and a dark blue diagonal stripes through it. On the top it says MAJ-12. The clearance level is called Majestic. I don't know if that was, like I said before, I don't know if that means anything as far as the Majestic 12 documents go, or if they just called that clearance that as a nostalgia type of thing. My picture was on it, and what else was on there?
Did it have both MAJ and Majestic, both words?
No. The only place I ever saw Majestic was on Dennis's badge, who was my supervisor, and his badge looked slightly different. So I don't know if it was an older kind or what.
Now, you mentioned that you were doing back engineering, but Specifically, what was the breakdown of your duties during, for example, one day with respect to, say, what your coworkers were doing? What was the breakdown, the division of tasks?
I have no knowledge of what the other people were doing at all.
But you were working with more than, you were not working simply by yourself.
No, just with one person.
And what was the difference between what you did and what he did?
Well, we were in basically the training phase. He was getting me up to date on everything, so we never split off. And, he went and did his thing.
What were you actually, did you ever, I'm going to skip to another question. Did you ever see an analysis or a spectrogram of 115?
Yes.
And what did that tell you?
Well, that it was an unknown element. Then we did density and weight calculations, and which are pretty basic. And of course, it was too heavy for its physical size. We did. It was an X-ray spectrograph. I don't remember what other tests we did to it.
Okay, two last questions. One, how did you know what the times of testing would be to go up to these sites to view the object? And second, do you know where it's being tested now?
Well, first of all, Dennis told me the testing times, and of course, those are the times that I relayed to other people, and we went out there. What was the other question?
And do you know where it's being tested now?
I have no idea. In fact, if I was them, the last place I would test it would be S4.
Thanks for the call, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, sir. You're next to the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Alnico 5, are you familiar with that? Magnetic material that we use here for...
yeah, it's a common... I never heard the 5 designation, but...
Okay, well, it's a very dense magnet. Is that close to the material of 115?
Oh, no, not at all. That material is... that's an acronym for aluminum, nickel, iron, and cobalt.
Yeah.
None of them being anywhere near it whatsoever.
Okay. Is there portholes in that craft? How do they...
At the very top, there's portholes. They're square, though. But
they must be able to see by TV or
I don't know. I didn't.
Radar?
That I just saw from the outside. When I was inside, I don't think I really even bothered to look up there. I don't recall.
When the gravity generator is running, is there thermal radiation?
No, not at all. No. That was one of the...
while running?
I don't know about... I was never down on the bottom while the gravity generators are running, but the reactor itself, there's no thermal radiation whatsoever running. That was one of the really shocking things, because that violates the first law of thermodynamics.
Yeah, right. That's what I wondered about. The atomic weight to the 115 material, is that heavier? We know that 115 and the atomic weight would be different from the gravitational weight. The gravitational weight of that material is very heavy?
Yeah.
How does that stuff break off? Do you saw it, or does it grind up? How do you get to 10 grams or whatever it is?
I don't know. I really don't know how that's machined into it. I know it is machined, but I don't know if there's any special procedures employed.
Does it melt?
I'm sure it does. Just historically, all heavy elements are also toxic. I imagine it is a very toxic thing. What else? And if you use the standard designations as started at 103, its name would be ununpentium. And its symbol, if it's going to be plugged into the periodic chart, would be UUP. And in fact, I have a friend that gave it a kind of a cute name. He calls it unobtainium.
Like berkelium, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. The other last and variable question was that do you think you would be able to, in your wildest dreams, be able to create any of this stuff on Earth? You need to in order to do the same thing.
Well, certainly I can. In fact, I'm in the process of that, fabricating the gravity amplifier. But then I'm at a tremendous shortage for power. So yeah, I have even tried to do that stuff on my own.
Is there any electronics, like as we know, to chips or transistors?
No, nothing like that. There was no, even because of the tremendous power involved too, there was no direct connection between the gravity amplifiers and the reactor itself.
Okay, one more little question. The waveguides you're talking about, is that similar to what we're using in microwaves?
Very, very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Bob. This is Bob Vaughn.
Okay, Vaughn.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call. Take care. You touched on something. You mentioned all heavy metals are toxic?
Yeah, they seem to be.
Yeah. very bad for us then, when you say the poisonous.
Lead is toxic.
Right.
If you get up, higher in you
right.
uranium, plutonium. I mean, they
and
get nastier and nastier.
And element 115 is very toxic.
You would just assume it was
right.
toxic.
Okay. Let's go take another call. Let's get right back to the telephone and talk to you. Hi, you're next on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good evening. Fascinating. First question, is this at Sector 4 also called Papoose Dry Lake, Bub?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. It's in a place called Emigrant Valley. Not immigrant like people who come, but immigrant like people who leave.
Right, as you can see Papoose Dry Lake from out of the hangar doors.
Right. Okay, next thing, in regards to the long-range method of travel with these things, isn't a propulsion unit maybe the wrong idea? Let me bounce this off of you. I feel that this device is creating a situation where it is diminishing or removing the localized gravitational field, and the long-distance being or the body that they're heading towards is actually pulling the vehicle rather than it being pushed. Am I correct in this?
Well, the vehicle's not being pushed, so maybe propulsion is but it's not being pulled implies it's being pulled by something externally. It's pulling something else to it. Okay. It's creating the gravitational field.
Great. What about monopoles? Is this any kind of relationship to monopoles? They've been looking for the monopoles.
Yeah, they've been looking for the monopole magnet.
Yeah, exactly. Are we in a similar area with this?
Yeah, but then this is a gravitational force.
Of course, they're different things, but exhibiting similar effects.
Right.
Okay, next thing, rather put the hair up on the back of my neck. Last night I saw a small white four-door Japanese car, and on the right side rear passenger door there were 3 9mm bullet holes, about a 12-inch group. I was just curious if that was the vehicle that was shot at.
No, that's similar to my car, but but they missed me.
Yeah, well, this was really weird. I didn't know who'd done that. Okay, the next thing. The last time I spoke to you, I mentioned about Fleischmann's and Pons and their fusion operation. Have you heard that NEC in Japan has duplicated the results of their experiment?
No, I really haven't heard much of that.
Yeah, it was on the news several times. Okay, good. I'll get off the air and let somebody else in. Great, good. Keep up the good work.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your call. You're next on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG. Hello? Are you there? I think they left.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
First of all, I just want to say I'm 15. I listen to your show every night while I'm sleeping. I don't know how I came across it, but...
You're 15?
Yeah.
Have you joined the Billy's Young Listeners Youth Group yet?
No.
You haven't?
Well, I heard some kid the other night when I was...
That's right. Well, that's Brian. He's coordinating that.
Oh, really?
Why don't you give him a call? It's a month.
All right.
And the number is 369...
Okay.
5347. And just ask for Brian and call him during the day, and I know he'll put you on the list.
All right.
Okay, you have a question for Bob?
Yeah, hi, Bob.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask you, do we give something in exchange for all this information they're giving us?
I really don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know what went on behind the scenes as far as how we got the technology.
Also, this I-15 or 115, whatever it is.
115.
Yeah. Does it come in do they give it to us in large quantities or?
Yeah, 500 pounds is what I'm told.
Oh.
It comes in, the way I've seen it, it comes in discs, like little thin discs, like close to the size of a $50.
And did you ever own any, or?
Yeah.
You did? What happened to it?
It's gone. It was stolen out of my house along with some other stuff that I got from there.
Oh, was that from the government?
That's what I assume. I hope it's in their hands. I'd hate it to be in. A few people did know about it, some UFO-related people, and I'd hate for unexperienced people to be, in possession of this stuff. But yeah, that was taken. We did get some film of it and some film doing some really unusual things. But,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Also, how did you get hired in Area 51?
I was referred by a well-known physicist to talk to someone, and I really don't want to go all into that because then I'm pointing fingers at specific people.
Is like when you went to work there, was everyone really quiet and all? Did they, were they were their mouths shut and all, or was it?
Yeah, everyone wasn't just talking and and that it wasn't a really happy environment. Everyone was just into what they were doing, and that was it.
All right, young man, thanks for your call. What school do you go to?
Hyde Park Junior High.
Hyde Park Junior High. Well, you call Brian. Join up with that group. I think you'll find it fascinating.
All right.
And keep listening.
Okay, thanks.
But stay awake.
All right, you bet.
Take care.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Hello, I'd like to ask Bob a question.
Sure.
What year were you doing this? Were you working up there?
Last year.
Last year, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard from someone that I know that's a pretty good source that a small amount of plutonium, like a picogram or something, might be good for you. Is that true?
No, not at all.
You don't know anything like that at all?
No, I know information completely contradictory to that.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the call. He said, good for you. Like, what would you use plutonium for?
To die.
Yeah, really, that's deadly, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, in the lungs, it's almost, immediate lung cancer.
Wow.
It's toxic in itself. The body has a tough time getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bad news in any concentration.
And you're messing with it, right?
I mean, I don't have any at my house.
No, but I mean, you said that's part of what you're working on, the plutonium thing.
Electronic equipment to detect plutonium.
Oh.
They're called alpha radiation detectors or air proportional detectors.
Okay, why do you want to detect the plutonium? I asked that question.
They use them to screen personnel that are leaving an area that's plutonium contaminated. They check equipment for plutonium contamination, so on and so forth.
In other words, this is as bad as what's that word I'm thinking of? Radiation, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, plutonium does produce radiation.
That's the whole thing. So it's as bad as when they've been clearing the people in nuclear power plants and stuff like this?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. And you're the one that's devising a device that's going to be easier?
No, our device is just less expensive.
Okay. All right, good. Bob Lazar is
regarded as the nation's leading authority on UFOs. He plans a 3-hour presentation, including visuals of UFOs, drawings of aliens sketched by eyewitnesses, a startling videotape regarding the JFK assassination, evidence that a live being, alien being held captive in New Mexico. An evening of astonishment, a show you'll talk about for years and years. And your special host will be Billy Goodman of Billy Goodman Happening, heard on Superstation AM 840 KVEG in Las Vegas 10 to 1. That's A Night with Bill Cooper, Sunday, January 7th at 5 p.m. Call the Showboat at 702-385-9190 for ticket information.
Yes, and don't forget,
Can you hear me?
Yes, we certainly can. Very clearly, as a matter of fact.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Lazar.
He's right here. He can hear you, too.
Mr. Lazar, can you list your credentials?
As far as what?
Your schooling, your degrees?
I have 2 master's degrees. One's in physics, one's in electronics. I wrote my thesis on MHD, which is magnetohydrodynamics. I worked at Los Alamos for a few years as a technician and then as a physicist in the polarized proton section, essentially dealing with the accelerator there. I was hired at S4 as a senior staff physicist to work on gravitational propulsion systems and whatnot associated with those crafts.
What school did you go to?
I'd rather not say. The reason being is currently I'm working with them under contract, and I don't want to. I'm having enough trouble with this as it is.
Okay. Why did you leave the Groom Lake project?
I don't want to go into that either. That's a big, long, complicated story. It gets into my personal life too, and I don't want to get into that.
Have there been any attempts made on your life?
Yeah.
When was the last one?
Well, there's only one direct one, and that was I really don't remember when that was. I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago, something like that. Just being shot at, getting on the freeway.
Another car drive by and shoot you?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any weapons on board the alien craft?
Not that I know of. Of course, the gravity generators themselves can be focused, and I imagine that can be used as a weapon.
How many alien people do they hold?
I don't know. How many people can you fit in my car? You know, it's I imagine if there's a bunch standing up, you can pack them in there.
Regarding this element 115,
Yeah.
it's an extraterrestrial material.
Yes, definitely.
How do you suppose the S4 project came to acquire 500 pounds of it, if it's not from this world?
I would imagine it came on one of the crafts.
Oh, extra fuel, huh?
Maybe.
How close can a civilian get to the Area 51 or the Immigrant Valley? I mean, what is security like? How many guards and so forth?
I think closest you can get is probably about 10 miles. And then you get a mountain between you and them.
A lot of patrols, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the call, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. All right. So, Bob, we were talking off the air, and I want to touch on this. You said that you traveled one time on hydrogen with your car.
Yeah, I had a 1978 Trans Am I converted to run on hydrogen.
We were talking about this one night, as a new mode of transportation, but a fuel for transportation. And the question that came up was, is that more dangerous than gasoline, or?
Depends how it's stored. There's ways you can do it. You can store it as a gas compressed in a cylinder where, it's dangerous and explosive. You can store it as a liquid, cryogenic liquid, where it's also dangerous and explosive. Or you can also store it in a hydride, and a hydride's a chemical that absorbs hydrogen like a sponge absorbs water, and when it's in that stored state, it's really not flammable, and you heat the chemical using the radiator water or electrically or the exhaust gas to produce the hydrogen. There's only a small amount at a time ever produced, and in that instance, it's a lot safer than gasoline, and that's the method I use.
I love to hear that. Now, so in other words, we could put these in automobiles, getting back to something you...
Oh, absolutely, definitely, yeah. Yeah, and there you're looking at the only exhaust is water vapor, essentially steam, and very just little oxides.
Are you hearing this, America? Well, we touched on this one night. Now we're hearing it direct, because people were calling and saying, we'd love to hear a scientist tell us this. Now you're telling us. A scientist is telling us, getting off the UFO just for a little bit, but what is important is how we're going to get around in the near future if we lose fossil fuels and things of that nature, and they're probably going to turn to something else. But if we just turn to hydrogen, we could save a lot of money, and it's even safer. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, if used the right way, sure.
Right.
A lot safer.
Okay, where do we get hydrogen from? Where do we get it from?
Well, the most common place is to get it from water. When you pass electricity through water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From water.
Yeah, you break down the bond, and you wind up with oxygen.
So what could we be charged if we were to pull up to a tank and have some water? I mean, really?
Well, it takes energy to separate the water back into its molecular state.
All right.
Or atomic state, right?
But I mean, if we were the driver of a car, forgetting what the components are inside the car, if we were to drive up, they would just have to put water into this particular unit? To come to that simple?
You could make it that simple, yeah.
You hearing this, America? That's how simple things could be. Has this been known for years in the scientific field, too?
Oh, there's been plenty of cars that have been made that run on hydrogen. I mean, there's, in fact, one state somewhere has their entire postal fleet, the little Jeeps that run on hydrogen. There's a company called Billings Energy that does the conversions.
Is that Billings, Montana, by any chance?
You
said there was one state that had their postal things.
It might be.
I'd like to look into that. That is fantastic. Why do you think it's not being made?
And availability. I mean, you've got that problem too.
The problem availability? What do you mean?
If you're going to just use gaseous hydrogen.
Okay. What would it take to change our current motor in a car to accept this?
Not very much at all. It's very similar to a propane conversion.
Oh, wow. That sounds good to me. Doesn't sound good to you folks out there? We've got to get on this. Somehow or other, this has got to be brought to the forefront. And I hope we can get someone on the VIP panel to talk about this. This would be a great topic to add to that Sunday, January 7th, because you heard how simple it is. You have now heard it from a scientist. Have you heard from Mr. Teller at all?
No.
Not one word. In other words, he does nothing at all. And the other thing you said was the antimatter reactor. We are nowhere near being able to have one.
No, not at all.
Not even.
Not in the least. The first thing we'll come up with when we toy with that some more is, and there's already been talk of it, is an antimatter weapon. Unfortunately that's the easiest thing to produce. So first we'll see that before we'll see any potential useful energy being drawn out of it.
This man is something else. I mean, he says it. He throws a right hook and left it quickly at them. He's getting the message across, and this hydrogen thing is phenomenal. And we will get back to Bob Lazar. And okay, back with more of your Billy Goodman Happening. I was just talking to Bob Lazar off the air. And Bob is a jet car driver. And he says that's how he relaxes, doing 350 miles per hour. That's his relaxation in life. Well, that's great. Okay, let's go to line 1 and talk to you. Hi, you're next in the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG.
Is that me?
That is you, sir.
Oh, my God. I can't tell if it's me or somebody else. Hi, it's Roger the Dodger.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, Billy and also Bob.
He's right here.
Hi.
Yeah, right. You said that there was 9 different discs. Are they quite different in appearance?
Yeah, they're all completely different in appearance.
Are they then from perhaps different star systems?
Could be.
Yeah, in other words, you said the first one, or the one you looked at, the sport model, was from reticulum, right?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Okay, so that has the gravity propulsion system.
Right.
So then some of the others may have some other type of propulsion system, isn't that right?
Well, I was told that the reactors are all similar in them, and from that I just assume that the propulsion system is the same. But it is possible that the other ones have different propulsion systems, yeah.
Yeah, right. You know, the light years from Earth to reticulum is how far about? What did you say?
Like 32, 33, 34,
okay,
somewhere.
And they must get away from the Earth before they amplify the gravitational systems, do they not?
They don't have to, but it has to be a line of sight where they can move to.
In other words, it wouldn't have any effect on the Earth, even though they were close to it when they turned it on.
No.
I see. Okay, the other question I had was, as far as religion goes, and the aliens, where do they fit into it? They must say something about it. I've heard something about that they mentioned that they had a bearing on us through religion, perhaps through colonization or some other method. What have you heard about that?
I've read some about that.
Could you amplify on that?
I don't want to go into that.
You don't?
No, because that's going to upset everybody.
Yeah. Okay, well, I thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. This is Roger the Dodger, by the way. Roger, are you accepting telephone calls?
Oh, yes, up to 12 o'clock, you bet.
No, 1 o'clock.
Oh, 1 o'clock. Oh, that's right, 1 o'clock.
All right, Roger.
Trying to dodge again, isn't it?
Yeah, you're trying to dodge it again. That's Roger the Dodger, folks. And by the way, if you'd like a copy of what you're hearing tonight, or for that matter, any other of the preceding happenings, you just call Roger the Dodger. He's right there waiting for you at area code 702-564-4404. That's 702-564-4404.
I was calling to ask 2 questions. I wanted to know what the top speed of this craft is getting now. Can you say?
It's tough to say at top speed because to say speed, you have to compare distance and time, and when you're screwing around with time and distorting it, you can really no longer judge a velocity.
But they do have a speed, though. Is there a speed that you could judge, or something I'm sure we don't have? But
no, because they're really not traveling in a linear mode where they just fly and cover a certain distance in a certain time. So that's the real definition of speed. They're bending and distorting space and essentially snapping it back with the craft. So it's the distances they can travel are just phenomenal in little or no time. So speed has little bearing.
I'm curious, is lasers a part of their technology, the flying speed?
No, I haven't seen anything along that line.
And the last thing I want to know, is Rockwell involved with that?
Not that I've seen.
Not too soon. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you for the call. Let's go to our new member line and find out who's next on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG. Hello.
Yeah, this is Pistol.
Pistol, how are you, Pistol?
I'm fine.
Good.
I've got a question for Bob.
Sure.
And I'll be calling you tomorrow.
Okay.
I've heard you mention both a gravity or anti-gravity generator and then the antimatter generator. And I wondered, are they different? Are they just different terminology? Or?
It's not a gravity generator. It's a gravity amplifier.
Okay.
I get tongue twisted all too often. The antimatter reactor provides the power for the craft and the basic low amplitude gravitational wave, which is too low of an amplitude to do anything. It's piped into the gravity amplifiers, which are found at the bottom of the craft. There it's amplified into an extremely powerful wave, and that's what the craft is flown on.
I see. but there is an antimatter
reactor. That's what provides the power.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Take care, Pistol.
Okay.
All right, guys. Bob Lazar is my guest. And, boy, it's a pleasure to have Bob Lazar in studio tonight. If you have a question for him, feel free to give us a call. Let's go to line 2 and talk to someone on a happening. You're next on KVEG.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, this is Roger Nelson. How you doing, Billy?
Roger, how are you?
I'm just fine. Hello, Bob Lazar.
Hello.
By the way, I got through a couple of times last week, but didn't make it, to the finish line. So I'm still in there listening. Don't worry about that part, Billy.
Okay,
and
buddy.
The question I had for Bob, last time he was on, that I talked to him, I asked him about the hyperlight propulsion systems he had seen. He said yes. Like Roger the Dodger just pointed out, the craft have hyperlight capabilities, or beyond the speed of light. Bob, do you know anybody in our government or any people there who worked on the craft, or do you know of anybody who might be from this planet, from Earth, who's taken those craft and flown past the speed of light to other galaxies?
No, I don't, and I don't know if they've been used for that.
Is there anywhere to go on that? I'd be very interested to see how many of our guys on particular programs have gone to space, what they're learning, exactly where they are now, and whether or not there's any tie-in with the Alternative 3 Escape Earth plan that supposedly the government leaders are stirring up now. Is there any place that you know of where this information can be found?
I imagine if any of that's in fact true, it would be found in the midst of S4 or 51 down there. Of course, how to contact those guys and actually get them to talk is, that's a feat not yet attained.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Hey, what is it that I didn't hear? What it is that you now are doing for a living now that they've cut you off at the knees?
I do other scientific research and produce and design, repair alpha radiation detection equipment.
Well, a number of copies of these broadcasts and the show on Channel 8 and all the other stuff has been getting around, perhaps even internationally. Has anybody bothered you since you went public?
Other than the silly little things that have been done, no, nothing big to be concerned about.
Well, that's good. Are we going to see you at any of these things like the January 7th conference or other symposiums in the future?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, look, I think you're a very brave man, with that kind of an onus on your head. It takes a lot of courage to keep coming back to the airwaves, and I stand up and cheer as one.
Oh, thank you.
All right, take care, Billy, and we'll see you January 7th.
All right, Roger.
Okay, buddy, bye-bye.
That's Roger Nelson, who is a radio announcer out in San Francisco. He's at KBAY. As a matter of fact, he has one headphone tuned into the happening, and he does his radio show with the other headphone. It's a fact. It's true.
That'll drive you crazy.
No, he has it totally under control. He has it totally under control, and he's a wonderful man. He's come down here before. He was over at the Blue Diamond and the other excursion that we had in town. He's going to be in town. And he always has information, and he's quick with his questions, and he's just a pro. That's probably why. Let's take a little time out for these messages, and we'll get back with more of Bob Lazar and your telephone call. Line 1, you're next on the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG.
Thank you, Mr. Lazar.
Yes.
Could you comment something on your studies into magnetohydrodynamics as it relates to the hot spots in the Earth's flux, magnetic flux? And does that relate to the deep hole theory that the Soviet Union's playing with?
Well, I don't know exactly what the Soviet Union's playing with.
Okay, go ahead.
I looked at it from a power point of view.
Exactly.
As providing, on a large scale, producing plasma-generated energy in like a power plant situation, or producing something that would retrofit like a coal-fired plant that has a lot of waste heat and high-energy plasma.
But the question is, are you experimenting using the Earth's flux?
No.
Okay.
They're just standalone high-energy magnets that I use.
Okay, I know there's a lot of study of the flux changing in the Earth, especially west of the Greenwich. Okay, zero meridian. One other question, just off the wall. Can you roughly give us atomic weight of gas? 115.
The atomic weight?
I know you have to guess, but compared to plutonium.
I hate even to guess.
I know it would be a big long shot.
I hate to guess. I know it because I've written it down because we've calculated it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I really don't.
Could you give us a ballpark?
No, because I'd be wrong. Just like if I gave a ballpark on the gravitational wave frequency, and that's really bugging the hell out of me because I just can't.
Bugging the hell out of me too. I'd do anything if I could get that frequency.
In fact, what I'll do is there were three things, as a matter of fact, that for some reason I developed a mental block on. I'll have to call Billy, and then he can announce them on the air.
Billy this afternoon. I didn't think I'd get through today.
Sure, that's no problem. I'll just call him, and he can relay it to everyone.
Be my pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay. I want to remind you folks when he says that Billy and all that, for all of you out there listening, Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the new member line.
Oh. I'm a local caller.
Yeah.
First time.
Well, welcome in.
Thank you. And I'd like to stand up and cheer for Bob.
Let's all stand up and cheer. Come on, let's all stand up and cheer for Bob Lazar. Let's all do it.
That's right.
Come on. Let's all stand up and cheer. That's right. I'll second that myself. The man... Right.
It did take a lot of courage, and it's about time somebody stepped forward with some information that's being kept from us for so long.
Here.
One question, Bob.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took them to make their journey here? Using their method of propulsion.
An extremely short time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'd hesitate to say again, but I don't even think you're looking at days.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, is that because of this gravity lines of force thing, or because time stands still for them, and it really does take a long time, but they don't know it because time stands still?
No, well, they're actually traveling almost in between time because of the way they distort time and space. So they're traveling vast distances without really the incrementation of time.
I see.
So it's, the time would be very, very little. Days is probably, I'm way off saying that too. Mm-hmm. But there again, I hate to say something and, be really far off.
I had so many questions, but most of them have been answered tonight by other callers.
Well, that's good.
One more, if I could.
Sure.
Do you think that these aliens could be robots of some kind, and they're not actually the native beings from that galaxy?
I imagine it's possible. I mean, who knows what actually flew the craft?
Yeah.
Whether or not aliens have ever been down in Area S4 down there, but it's possible that some automated, creature flew them. Who knows?
Good question. Thanks for your call.
Okay, and
right.
Keep coming back, Bob.
Sure.
I like that. Keep coming back. We've never heard that before. And I guess it kind of fits in when you were inside the spacecraft itself. You didn't see any sleeping quarters.
Right.
So perhaps they just start in the morning and they're here in the afternoon, and it's that simple as far as our time goes.
If it even takes that long.
If it even takes that long. All right, where are we going? Line 1, okay. We go back and forth. Line 1. We got line 3 down there sometime. That person must be hanging out a long time, that poor person. You're next to the Billy Goodman Happening on KVEG. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
Oh, I just called. I didn't expect to be on.
I don't know why that happened either. I guess you just got lucky. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Lazar.
Yeah.
I have a question about you. Instead of, my name is Barbara. Instead of asking you about aliens, I'll leave it alone. Although I'm tempted to ask, I won't. I want to know about Elaine Keck, your hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
Now, when he talked on the air about you, did you request that?
Did he talk about me? No, George Knapp requested that, and then Lane called me to find out if it would be okay, and I said, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, George Knapp, okay, because I called the office, and that's what I was told, and it didn't seem quite...
Did I requested Lane to go on? No, that's not...
That's what the person in the office said. And how was your experience there with him? Did you can you talk about how you felt about your experience?
As far as what? How I got along with Lane?
No, as far as how you felt comfortable with going back to some unpleasant experiences.
Well, there again, the emotions came up when you're under hypnosis, and that part wasn't exactly pleasant.
And how do you feel about it today?
I mean, I feel better. At the time, it wasn't very pleasant, but in general, just being under hypnosis is a really good feeling.
Do you have the videotape of that?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's in your possession.
I don't want to say where it is, but yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I would look.
I know where it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right, because I'm going to be doing that, and because I was with him, and so I just wanted to for my own personal information, I want to do that because I have good aliens, bad aliens. It runs in my family, and there's an extreme reason why I'm going to be doing it. So I wanted to clarify that and try to make myself feel comfortable. Although I can do it on my own, I won't go deeper than a certain point.
All right, thank you for your call, and please get that line cleared up. Please get that line clear. Whoa, I thought what was that noise? The alien's bothering her. Okay, hello, line 3. You're next on KVEG.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Bob a question.
He's right there. Go for it.
Is there any limit on the distance that spaceship can travel? I mean, can it actually travel, like, out of our galaxy to the Andromeda Galaxy? Or basically, how far could 223 grams of the element 150 take you?
I really don't know. From what I understand, the actual consumption of the element is very low. So yeah, I imagine it is possible with enough jumps made, to travel to another galaxy.
So basically, they can travel out. Is there any big difference between I assume the gravity waves are more powerful than the gamma waves, correct?
Than the gamma waves.
Or as in spectral waves, they can travel. What's the limit on light waves? Was it 10 billion light years or something? And how far light can travel?
No, there's really not a limit as far as what. It depends on the interaction. If the gravitational fields that the beam passes through, the photons pass through, and so on and so forth. So there's no real limit in true dead space.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, thanks. That basically answered my question.
Thanks for your telephone call.